Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
In just a few days, the whole story will be known.
This is what happens after.
Good morning, Night Vale. Hello, it's me, Hal.
It is me, Meg.
And it's me, Symphony. And we are 3 cast members from the hit popular podcast, Welcome to Night Vale, here to talk to you about Welcome to Night Vale, one painstaking episode at a time. And when is it, my friends? Today is November 20th, 2020. But you won't be hearing this until sometime in December, correct?
En December.
And it's our last episode before the end of the year. So this is the last time you'll hear our precious voices until January 7th. I know it's sad for us too, but just know that we are out here thinking about you at all times. But right now, let's talk about it.
This week's episode is episode 76, an epilogue. And the description is as follows. You already heard it, but I'm going to say it again, all by myself. In just a few days, the whole story will be known. This is what happens after. Let's talk about it.
Yes, let's. So this episode was kind of a teaser for the book, like a teaser but a back, right, but the end of the book, right, after the book.
It's an epilogue to the book, but it was released a few days before the book came out.
Right, that's what I meant to say.
The game of it is that Joseph wanted to write an epilogue that did not give anything away from the book,
right,
but also still functioned as a standalone episode. And this is what we got out of that, which is a fun experience after reading the book because you can find all of the little Easter eggy things. Joseph and I were talking about this episode earlier today, and he's like, this is the most upset fans have ever been at us when we released this episode.
Because they were like, I don't understand. Like,
they were like, how dare you ruin the book for us?
Yeah.
And they're like, but we didn't.
Not at all.
It's a great challenge and really, really clever and kind of it's a cool marketing gimmick as well. Not that the episode is a gimmick, but it is a cool piece of marketing to say, hey, this episode is an epilogue to the book. So if you go read the book, like listen to the episode, which you can enjoy on its own, but then go read the book so that you get all the secret stuff in it. I love that as a business, just from a business standpoint, which we're not here to talk about the business of podcasting or Night Vale, the company, but I think it's an interesting, there is a business side to the art you create when you're either trying to sell a book or get people to come see a show. That there is a business side to it that I find fascinating. I mean, that's my degree I have a business degree, so
Because you're a businessman.
I'm a businessman. I'm endlessly fascinated at the business implications of something.
Yeah.
Even if that's not the reason why it was made.
And in a way, like, it's a teaser for the book. It makes you want to have read the book, because then you'll understand all of the obviously it seems like inside jokes. You're like, maybe I'll understand what they mean by X, Y, or Z after reading the book and listening. But now, because I read the book when it came out like years ago. Now it's 2020. This book came out in 2015?
2015, yeah. Fall of 2015.
Jeez. That does not seem like a world away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does. Because I was listening to this episode and I was like, I read this book, but I read it like 4 years ago.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, wait. I'm like, do I remember this? Like, parts of it stuck out to me, and then I was like, it made me feel like I was having deja vu.
Yeah. And then I remember, like, because after it's been a while since you read a book, there's like, the things you remember, the things that really stick out to you. And then being able to kind of connect some of those dots, that felt good. But I felt like, oh man, I wish I had time to reread the book for this episode. I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. But I've read that book like 2 or 3 times, because I read it during the writing process of it. And then I read it when it came out to see the final product of it. Yeah. But I did have those moments where I was like, oh, this makes sense. Or, oh, okay, that lines up. But then there was a lot of stuff I'm like, I probably would be getting a lot more out of this episode had I just finished reading this book.
Yes.
I read an advanced copy of it before, because I was moderating the panel, their book panel at Comic-Con that year. But I feel like now I want to go back and reread it, because I have a release copy too. I'm a big fan. I also have a release copy. So I kind of want to reread it and just explore it again.
Yeah, I felt very much the same way. And now I'm like looking up at my bookshelf, and one bookshelf is halfway full of Night Vale books, including script books and whatever. But, being a cast member, sometimes you get copies from the publisher, which is cool, which is very, very cool. It makes you feel very exclusive. It's like it's the smallest bit of fame that I cling to, is that I get a delivery of a book before some people do, which is very exciting. But there's also, I felt like there's a reference in this episode to the live show, The Librarian.
Yeah, for sure.
It's cool, because this episode just made me feel like very like inside jokes. Almost like you felt like you're like on the in, if you know type sort of thing. And in this, there's one part about how the librarian may have escaped. It hasn't happened since, it would have been last year. And I thought that was just so fun. I literally laughed out loud at that part, because I was like, oh, right, I remember that show. And if you saw The Librarian, It's
good when a show rewards your loyalty.
Yeah.
Without necessarily shutting people, you can get the joke on a certain level, but I appreciate being rewarded for sticking around, for paying attention, for enjoying something that I have a longer view of the things going on in a particular episode. So it's nice to have that. That is a treat. It's a treat for us.
Agreed. And like you said earlier, Meg, even people who have never read the book or anything like that will still get a lot of enjoyment, because this is as well a standalone episode. So even though there's elements that I didn't remember from the book, where I felt like I had to go back and be like, oh, I should reference that or reread this book. I still felt like I got the gist of the what they're trying to say, and was able to enjoy this episode as well.
Yeah, and Joseph says this a little bit in the intro in the script book, but yeah, Night Vale is not a story; it's a world. So you walk into the room and stuff is already going on, and you're going to be in the dark about that until you learn the language of it, until you learn the stories and the history and the characters. So yeah, at any point you could be thrown into a world, and then it's, your job as the consumer of that to make sense of it. So there's the kind of base level with this episode where you don't need to have any knowledge of even what Night Vale is to pick up on the story and pick up on things happening. But then there's also, if you know what Night Vale is, it can pique your interest. Or if you've read the book, it can pique your interest, or seen the live show. There's just more of it, just opens up to you the more knowledge you have.
It's like an onion.
It's like an onion, a blooming onion.
Oh God, that sounds good. Although it's going to give me heartburn. I guaranteed the amount of grease in a blooming onion. But oh boy, is it worth it.
Oh man.
This may sound very ignorant considering that I did read this book several times and conducted several panels about this book, but I do not remember what the baristas had to do with it.
I don't.
Does anyone remember?
Either. No.
Like I said, I need to read it again.
No, again, yes, exactly. It's like, oh shoot.
It's good that we host this show.
Well, I didn't see this episode coming.
I mean, so many things have happened. We've had 4 other live shows since then. We've
2 other books.
2 other books.
Yeah.
We've recorded a number of episodes, and we're going back, and there's stuff that I remember, like listening to episodes that I'm like, I don't remember that at all. But like I've said before, and I will say again, my brain is made of Swiss cheese, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, there's also something to the 3 of us having a different relationship with this material in general.
Yeah.
That we are now jumping into the shoes or pants or whatever of fans of the show, or people who are listening like as if we are listening for the first time, but we have this insider knowledge, and it's different. It's different when you're on the inside of it. Mm-hmm. So, I think about it, like the people who listen to our show know the details and the minutia and have recall of it that I will never have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like y'all know way more about Night Vale than us. We can tell you about funny stories about what happened backstage or what the creative process was like for X, Y, and Z. And we can tell you, we're fans of the show too. I mean, like we obviously wouldn't be here if we didn't find the material engaging and interesting to dissect, but we're not, like, I'm not a diehard. Like there's people out there who have listened to these episodes hundreds of times and have read the book more than the, 2 or 3 times that I did. So, have listened to the audiobook when they fall asleep, or listen to the audiobook when they're on airplanes or whatever. So y'all have way more knowledge of things than us. However, we bring a unique perspective. I can tell you what Joseph Fink had for breakfast this morning, if you're interested in that.
But and there's no, I think our unique perspective to the show is can be interesting and engaging. And we never promised that this was going to be a scholarly endeavor into each of these. Well, yeah, we re-listened to these, but it is colored by our experience with this show. So it is what it is. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember them talking about the baristas in another episode. I just don't remember it from the book.
Yeah.
Back to your point, Meg.
It's definitely in there. There's stuff I remember about the scenes that stick out from the book and the relationships that, we definitely learn a lot more about Jackie. We learn a lot more about Diane and Josh and the man in the tan jacket. I mean, the man in the tan jacket's identity is revealed. Like those are things I'm walking away with from the book. But I don't remember the barista stuff. there is the one part, this is but skipping to the end of this episode, where Cecil's talking about how he can see something in the sky from one of the housing tracks floating up there. And that's how the book ends, where Josh is flying and they're in the backyard there. So I thought that was kind of cool that I was able to remember that I was like, oh, the novel ends with this really beautiful scene. And that it is incorporated into this episode. So there's that. But yeah, to the things that I can speak about this time in our lives when this book was coming out, this was a really big deal.
Yeah.
I can't say that there were very many podcasts that had New York Times best-selling books that came out as a result of it, that got to go on the Colbert Show and talk about them, that did, 30 city book tours and had tons of fans at every one of them. This was a really big deal for podcasters to have a novel that came out, and it was put out by a major publisher in hardback that charted on the Times bestseller list. This was a really big deal, a really big time in our lives too. I think all three of us were, like many of the collaborators on Night Vale, tasked with doing moderating panels for the book tours and press events and things like that. And it was really exciting to get to see this new aspect of the Night Vale world, because from that point, our interactions with the public had been at live shows. And then now there was this whole other piece of existence with the books that became really cool to interact with and get to be a part of as well. It was a big deal. It was a crazy time.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of Joseph and Jeffrey for the books that they've made, especially the first one, because there was their first novel. And it was, they're teed up to the pretty big stage. You're doing your first anything and having the marketing team of a major publisher behind you. And it's a lot.
I'm sure it felt very make or break for them.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of pressure.
You're like, I can't fuck this up. Otherwise it might not, you might not get another chance, and I know it had been a long time dream of Joseph's to be a professional writer, full time. And I know we had been, the podcast had been going on, but being a novelist, it's a different aspect of it. And I love that both of their passion and stick-to-itiveness, because I think I would have, lesser people would have crumbled under that pressure. And that can be a really scary thing when you have an opportunity to do something that not a lot of people have gotten to do. And it could have been it could have been a stressor and a big make or break moment for them. So I'm glad it all worked out. And was this after our big 2-month tour? Yes.
Yes. This was after our big 2-month tour. This was October of 2015, I believe, is when I can check in the book, because this episode released just a few days before.
Because we were on that tour in 2014 or...
It was 2015 was our epic tour, spring of 15.
Okay, right. So that was the spring, and this came out in the fall. So they had been most of the writing had been done, but they had done editing and been doing stuff with Harper and whatnot at that time. And in that, there was a reference also in this episode that cracked me up. And it made me think of that tour. That's why I'm asking. When they mention about the fruit salad that we were having at our lunch together was super good, and I wolfed it down, even though I had been trying to cut back on my meat consumption lately. I remember during that 2-month tour, a lot of the times when we were in Texas or a lot of times in the South, we had a variety of people that were of different dietary things, vegans, people who mainly ate vegetarian, whatever. And a lot of the times when we would order salads, meat would come on it, even though we asked for no meat.
Yeah.
And people would look at us like we were absolutely insane, or just be like, so you don't want steak? Is chicken okay? And it's like, no meat. Chicken is meat.
We have tuna. Do you want tuna? It was like It was the tuna was the vegetarian option and the mozzarella caprese sandwiches were the vegan option.
Was, and that's what made me laugh about the fruit salad thing, because I was like, yep.
Meat fruit salad.
I mean, I eat all sorts of things, but I'm omnivore, but I can understand the challenging dietary restrictions that a lot of people had during this time.
Yeah, it's definitely, things have changed now, but 2015 in the South on the road, it was very difficult to find sustenance for a vegan person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Midwest is very similar too. They're like, oh, this is vegetarian. It has ham.
It's got mayonnaise in it. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's mayonnaise.
No.
I know you're vegan, so I only put cheddar cheese on. Oh, there's nothing. This place is not for my belly.
I giggle at that being a Midwesterner, being like, well,
yep.
Do you want ranch on that or no?
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, you get like something. This is our vegan dish. It's a bucket of ranch, but only four chicken wings.
Yeah, but you have enough ranch for every bite.
Exactly. You dip the ranch into the chicken. That's the difference. You do like you Winnie the Pooh it, where you scoop your hand in, and then you get a little bit of the chicken, and it goes.
I'm going to tell you what, my condiment, the part of your fridge, the door that, you keep all the condiments on. The biggest item on there is a large thing of ranch that I got from Costco. I mean, it's Hidden Valley Ranch, but it's like 2 big old things. So one's in there. I constantly have ranch in my refrigerator. I will never be without ranch.
Ranch is delicious. Ranch is great. What's your Meg? What is your largest or like always must have condiment?
I'm a mustard person, so I have to have a Dijon mustard. I put that in a lot of stuff. I like ketchup too. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I like ketchup. I like hot sauce. I always have like a Pearl hot sauce, oyster hot sauce.
Hot sauce in your bag, swag.
Yeah.
What about you, Hal?
Heinz ketchup. I have to have Heinz ketchup at all times. And if it's not Heinz ketchup, I'm very sad.
It's not ketchup at all.
I don't fuck around with that. Not Heinz ketchup. You're going to do it. Like it's just, it doesn't taste right if it's not that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think I would ever buy another ketchup, even though I know there's a bunch of ketchups out there. And don't even give me that. I don't even want Heinz low sugar. None of that shit. No. OG. Give me the original. I want all the salt, all the sugar.
I want corn, syrup, tomato paste, vinegar, salt, and spices.
Tell them.
It's good.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of ketchup, but when I do, it's got to be that. There's just something like the formula that they use is just like, that is like the marker. And you can tell when you go to a place and they give you like a little thing of ketchup and you taste it and you're like, this is trash. What is this? Like, this is not. Or when they refill the Heinz bottle with something else, you're like, get the fuck out of here with that.
Oh, I forgot to mention how much I love barbecue sauce.
Oh,
can't believe I skipped over that.
Barbecue sauce.
That's the biggest thing. Sauce in my door is barbecue sauce.
That's the second biggest. And then sriracha. Because honestly, I mix the sriracha and the ranch sometimes for dressing. I get crazy.
I have to tell you, I've used barbecue sauce as salad dressing, and I like it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
Also, barbecue and ranch. Beach, that's dressing. You're welcome, Beach.
Hal's face right now. Hal's upset. He's upset with what we said.
Wow.
Hal's like, no way. No way, Jose.
Oh, that's good. I put barbecue sauce. I'll put barbecue sauce on eggs. Yeah.
Really? I put ketchup on eggs. I used to. I don't, because ketchup is a cheat day food now, so I just do salt and pepper. But I've got a jar of bacon grease because I fry a pan of bacon every month or so, and then I refill the jar, and that is
same
primo.
On eggs, I have never been a ketchup or barbecue sauce person. It's always hot sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I like hot sauce on it too.
Barbecue sauce on eggs.
Hot sauce and salt and pepper. That's it. I've never had that. Actually, that's not true. That's not true because I do a breakfast sandwich where I fry the bread in bacon grease.
Sure.
I'll fry the bread in bacon grease, and I do egg, like gooey top egg, and and just for health, a veggie patty.
Why?
So for health. No, I actually really like them, the Morningstar ones, the breakfast.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
I like the texture. I like the amount of crispness on it. It's just like how I like it. And I'll do that and a piece of American cheese. It's so trash, but like it makes, and then I put barbecue sauce on that. And then when I squish it, then the egg busts. And then it's gooey. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I have to,
good.
I'm so hungry right now, you guys. It's going to be.
I know. Well, we'll finish up this episode and then you can go have your own delicious food, Sweet Meg.
So sauces, really important. Baristas, meat in your fruit salad. Big Man in the Tan Jacket episode. Well, the book is one of the central characters of the book is the man in the tan jacket. So
yeah.
But yeah, there's people finally can remember the existence of the man in the tan jacket.
And then they're
We
recalling all these situations of like what he's told them and things like that, which I find so fun. And it's just blown open wide a long-standing mythos of the man in the tan jacket, because that's what we've known the whole time, is that no one can ever remember him, you know, what he looks like, what's happening. And now, since we know why, well, we will know why when you read the book, it's kind of interesting to see. I also enjoyed, my boy Larry Leroy out on the edge of town. The baristas are out there, beautiful and surging. They are so many hands holding so much coffee. They are all so helpful. It's like, this might be it. Anything could be it. Any moment could be the last one. Ain't that the damn truth? I've been thinking about that more and more. He's so wise, Larry Leroy. He's wild. He's done like crazy stuff, and I'm into it. I'm saying it. I'm in love with Larry Leroy. That's my soulmate. Out on the edge of town. We will live a very happy life together. But true, you never know what's going to happen, and any moment could be your last one. And I honestly live kind of by that sort of thought. I try not to let things linger out in the world. If I love you, I'm going to tell you I love you. If I want to get something done, I'll try and get it done. I have goals, because you don't know. You could fucking have a aneurysm in 1 second. You could be eaten by a mountain lion that's trying to attack you.
Yeah.
You know, like anything could happen. You could get in a car accident, hit by a bus, anything, you know?
No guarantees.
So you have to live life to the fullest. But then he goes, and then like you said before, Hal, it's like very serious, very stoic sort of thing. And then it goes totally stupid, like silly. He's like, but also, the barista thing is really going off, huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good punch. It's the reverse punch. Sometimes instead of the height, you have to you whip it up into a frenzy and then you pop the balloon.
Yeah, we got to undercut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, undercut the seriousness.
Exactly. It's like, hey, you got to have your cranberry sauce with all your rich sides. You need the acid of the cranberry, the tartness of the cranberry sauce to cut through it. We're recording this episode right before Thanksgiving, so we were talking about what we are preparing for our potted and solo Thanksgivings this year.
And I had to go to the bathroom, and then when I came back, Meg and Symphony were trying to decipher all of the items on the shelf behind me. I should tilt it down a little bit so you can see more.
Hal, just so for those of you who don't have the pleasure of being on a weekly Zoom call with Hal Lublin, behind him, he has this like a baker's rack. What do we call that?
It's a microwave stand, how it was listed in Amazon, but I use it for baked goods. Well, baking supplies. And he has
upon it his KitchenAid stand mixer, red. And he has his Instant Pot, and then the rest of it is like pantry items. And we can see in the shot, there's 6 boxes of stovetop stuffing, a tub of Crisco, 3 32-ounce cans of pumpkin, Oh, there's more stovetop. How? What happened?
How? Do you eat
Why
this on a
did
regular
stovetop-
basis?
Why do you need so much stovetop?
Look, here's the
you're
deal.
a
Here's what
hoarder
happened. I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
I didn't realize how many boxes I was ordering when I ordered them.
Oh.
And then I got a whole bunch of boxes of stovetop. But we've eaten like 3 or 4 of them. I think it was like a 12 pack of boxes. I didn't know it was that many.
How?
I thought it was like 4 to 6 boxes, which I wanted to make the stuffing a couple of times to practice.
Okay.
But it was way more, and I have not practiced making the stuffing.
All we got is time and 12 boxes of stovetop stuffing. And you have 110 ounces of canned pumpkin.
It's a lot of canned pumpkin. That's the canned pumpkin you can see. Think of it like cockroaches.
Oh no, there's more that
For
we can't
most
see.
recipes,
Not of the big. The rest of them are the regular kind.
I will say that for most recipes, you usually only need about a cup of pumpkin.
Yep, usually.
Well, Hal, here's a suggestion for one of your boxes of stovetop. I like to do this with leftover stuffing. So if any of you out there in the internet would like to use this, here you go. When you have leftover stuffing, you cannot use it the same day. You put it in the refrigerator so it's nice and cold. The next day, 2 days later maybe, you use that and you press it down into a pie pan to create like a crust. Then you blind bake it. So now it's like started to get a little crispy, maybe, right? It's pressing in the side. That is your crust. Then you create your inside. And I use, because I usually do a quiche with it. So you do your eggs, your veg, whatever you want. And then you put that in, fill up your blind baked pie crust, put it back in the oven, cook it up. Then you have a delicious stuffing crust quiche. Really good. But you're not going to eat all of it. So you cut it up, and those individual slices, you freeze those. My friend, you take out those individual slices when you're running late one morning, but you're like, I need a delicious breakfast. Put that motherfucker in maybe the microwave. I prefer a toaster oven because I like my shit crisp, right? And sometimes I'll get fancy and I'll make a quick hollandaise because you don't know. You don't know me. Put that on top, bitch. You're welcome.
I'd put barbecue sauce on that. But yeah, that sounds delicious.
It is very good.
use.
So I would suggest using your leftover stuffing to make a pie crust for a delicious quiche that you can use. And I usually keep mine for a couple of months, because you have extra pieces in the freezer and you can just individually do them. It's very good.
I made a lot of food on Thursday. It's going to be a lot of food. I don't know how much will be left over because we'll eat throughout the day.
Well, you have 800 more boxes of that fucking stovetop. So
that's just part of the stuffing. It's that plus cornbread plus chicken plus hard-boiled eggs plus onion and celery, poultry. It's like a whole salt and pepper. Broth.
Yeah.
You get it's unreal.
I've never had anything with eggs in it.
Usually it's eggs and stuffing. It binds it.
Yeah.
It's your binder.
But like
it's part of your wet.
But this is hard-boiled eggs. This is chopped hard-boiled eggs.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't know where the whole chicken goes. Can you talk me through that?
Yeah, you tear it up, chop it in pieces, and then it gets mixed in. Basically, you cook the cornbread, then the dry stuffing goes in. I do it in our like stock pot because it's the only thing big enough to hold all of it. Do that. You saute the onions and celery. That goes in. Mm-hmm. The chicken after it's roasted, you tear it apart, chop it up. That goes in. Then you season. You add broth. You season. You mix it all together. Get your hands in there and do it
with
do it right.
Like a paddle, like an oar.
No, like you get in there and knead it and work it around till it's all mixed up. Then it goes into your pan. I have 2 little roasting pans for it. And then you add broth over it until it gets soupy. And then you keep sort of stirring it and seasoning it. And at that point, I'm tasting it to make sure it tastes right. You chop up the hard-boiled eggs also, and those go in. when it's the quote unquote dry mixture before you start adding the liquid. But you want to keep it soupy, and then you eventually put it in the oven and it cooks until it's like crispy on the top, like you see it brown a little bit, and then it's soft and it's delicious, and it's like a full Thanksgiving every bite. And it's so, the first time I had it, I was like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Is that one of the reasons you were like, we're wife and Jennifer?
That's right. I had to lock her up. I had to get those family recipes. But I've since been learning to make it on my own. I think I've made it 4 or 5 times, and my goal is always to make it taste exactly like it did the first time. And I get really close. So it tastes like great. It's just, and you can eat it a couple days later and it's good. I'll obviously freeze
This
it.
also sounds a little like a little bit like a bread pudding style.
A savory bread pudding.
Yeah.
It kind of has that feel to it.
Like, it's soft on the inside, yeah?
Oh yeah.
This sounds
And it's
to me,
got like the savory, the sweet. It's got a little of everything, and it
sounds like something that's good hot. It sounds like something that is good like at like 10:30 at night out of the fridge, where you stand at the fridge with it. And you're like, I'm not going to make myself a plate. I've already had way too much. But you're like, but I could it's
Just a couple spoonfuls of it.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
I love eating with the refrigerator open. Anyways.
This episode, welcome to Night Vale. This epilogue episode, Baristas Gone Wild.
Baristas Gone Wild. Yeah, very much so. They're getting out of control. The population of the barista district continues to grow, doubling almost every hour through no means of modern science, antique science, or reverse science. And Carlos is trying to work on stuff, but like we do go through quite a few of the townspeople. Old woman Josie's in this. Steve is chowing down on some invisible pie.
Just like me. Love that pie. I mean,
except
I like
it will not
pie,
be. It will be totally visible. The pie that you eat.
Mine is visible.
I saw a recipe for invisible pie the other day on the internet.
Did you really?
Was it just an empty tin?
No, it's like a gelatin. Yeah.
What was the crust?
It was a chocolate crust, and then the gelatin was mint flavored. So it was like a chocolate mint.
That sounds fucking disgusting. I know you guys like the mint chocolate thing. I just...
I like the idea of it, and then I thought about a clear gelatin that I'm going to eat on a chocolate base, and I'd say, no, I don't think I do like that, Satan.
I don't know why, but it made me think of Rumplemints.
Yeah.
The booze. Oh, that tastes like... Ugh, gross.
I was going to say, that's the guy who wants you to guess his name.
Rumplemints.
Rumplemints is peppermint schnapps that, in my family, if there's an ice luge present, that is what we were doing down the ice luge.
Like
my college
like
graduation.
An ice slide where you pour
it's a shot.
liquid down.
Have you never had an ice luge before?
I don't drink.
Right.
Never in my life.
Right.
So,
What is this? What are you kids talking
it's
about?
It's a block of ice that is has a channel carved into it. It's tilted, has a channel carved into it. And you pour shots down it, and then you put your face at the bottom of it.
And you're like, it can be really messy, but it's funny.
You put your face at the bottom of it, and if the shot travels down the ice channel and then eventually gets in your mouth, and it's super cold because it's
cold. It's so nice.
My college graduation, my parents were there. My roommate had a mini ice luge that he got at Urban Outfitters that was in the freezer.
Yeah, like one of the plastic ones.
Yeah. And so we did the ice luge with Rumplemans, and I straight up took the shot and then immediately vomited into the sink.
Oh God.
It's like one and done.
That is pretty much what happened on my 21st birthday because someone got me a Rumpleman shot as my last shot of the evening.
Nope.
After I had been doing...
last shot, you don't have to brush your teeth because you've got your Rumplemans. You're good to go.
Yeah, it goes down once and then you basically gargle it and then it comes right back up. Disgusting. This was also after I had been... I don't know what we call them today, but it was Guinness and that shot of bad stuff that makes it curdle.
We have taken to calling that... this is inappropriate to say on this podcast because this is a family show that we curse on. We call it Bono's dirty body part.
Yeah, Bono's dirty bunghole, right?
Yes. Yeah, sure. That's what we call them as opposed to the
bad
that makes light of the troubles.
Yeah, which I don't think are funny.
No, it's not funny at all. It's not funny at all. But we have to have some sort of name for this horrible drink. So we call it Bono's Dirty Body Part.
And it's very accurate. But yeah, I had two of Bonos. I had two Bonos. And then somebody was like, hey, I got you a shot. And I was well into my cups. And then I just drank it without smelling it or anything. I thought it was vodka, I think. And I proceeded to get all wibbledy-wobbledy and then muked all over.
Anyway, so in this episode, there's this ad for books that they're not books. It's like this covert sort of, books are illegal. Cecil's like reluctant to even read the ad, but is made to do so by station management. And it's a Harper Perennial ad, which is nice, which is the publisher, the imprint that publishes Joseph and Jeffrey's books. So a nice little Harper nod. The team at Harper Perennial that we've worked with over the years on these books is incredible. They're really, really smart people, really caring people. And the whole literary team that Joseph and Jeffrey work with, their team at Harper, and then also their literary agent, Jody, is like, we're so lucky to get to know these people and work with them. So it really is. And they're also super supportive. They come to the live shows. And
that's how I met them.
Yeah. They come to the live shows and like, they came to my wedding. Like they're really great people, and they, really, really appreciate them. Joseph's agent, Jody, is really great, and I have had a lot of nice times with her. And if you like Welcome to Night Vale books, you can thank Jody for them, because she is a lot of the reason why they happen.
Thanks, Jody.
Thanks, Jody.
Thanks, Jody.
Yeah, but I found this ad to be very, very funny, especially as I play the character of Tamika Flynn, who happens to really like books, and I enjoy one of the final lines being, "No one has to know you are a book reading freak," and I like that, and I kind of want that on a T-shirt somewhere. Also, UGG books. I find that cute.
I will, before we transition this episode, I will say that if you haven't read the Welcome to Night Vale novels yet, Welcome to Night Vale novel, It Devours, or The Faceless Old Woman, they are all available in stores around the world. Get them from your local bookseller. They are really enjoyable to read. Also, the script books are great too. The intros are really fun, and they're just getting to see the episodes read. But yeah, if you like to read and you like Welcome to Night Vale and you haven't read the books yet, treat yourself. Seriously, or don't treat yourself. They're available at your library if you live in a place that has libraries. But yeah, that's not Night Vale. If you live in Night Vale, don't go to the library for this book.
No, do not.
But if you live anywhere else that has a library, feel free to put these books on hold. Your library system does have them.
And most librarians are very nice people.
Yes. And a lot of them listen to Welcome to Night Vale, so you'll make a friend.
Remember when we went to Canada to the librarians?
We're going to talk about that so soon.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, there's actually, this is the librarian tour that we'll talk about. But yeah, we went to Toronto. We did the librarian conference in Toronto. We performed the librarian for them.
Yeah, it was so fun.
It was a really wild time.
It was a really great time. We met so many nice librarians.
Mm-hmm. And they were wasted.
So many.
Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the podcast about their theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather, which was Endless Dream by God is an Astronaut.
Okay. So I was like, I was listening to the episode, and, sometimes I'm doing other stuff, like listening, but I'm also like doing the dishes or whatever. And I was waiting for the voice to come, like for someone to start singing or something. And then about 3/4 of the way through the song, I'm like, did I miss something? And I went back and re-listened to it when I finally got a chance to sit down. And I was like, oh no, it's just an instrumental song. But it was very good. I found this one very soothing.
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, Joseph is a fan of theirs. Joseph likes to listen to instrumental music while he writes. So this is one of the bands that he listens to a lot while he's writing. They are a 4-piece band from Glen of the Downs, Ireland. They're very well known. They're an experimental, instrumental, post-rock, space rock group. They have a new album coming out in February of 21, and they have a tour that will launch in Ireland in the spring of 21. God willing. Yeah. So if you want to check them out, they have a pretty impressive tour lined up. They play a lot of big venues, and
good luck to all bands.
They've been around for 20 years.
Yes.
They were formed together in 2002 and have been working for 18 years in this industry. And yeah, they're a big piece of experimental instrumental music. It reminds me a little bit of some of what Disparition does.
Very much so. Not only in his own musical forays as Disparition, but in his other musical efforts, which are very fun. And I also enjoy instrumental music because it can help you to not be so distracted. I don't know about you, but when I listen to music that I hear words or know, not even if I know the music, but if I hear words, I'm trying to focus on what they're saying and comprehending what they're saying. And sometimes I miss the musicality. I mean, sometimes all those things come together, but then sometimes you're like, what are they saying? And you're trying to understand stuff. But if you're trying to do other work or something else that requires your brain to do something, not hearing words can be very, very helpful. So I do appreciate an instrumental moment, an instrumental journey, as it were. And I really did enjoy this. So this will probably go on a instrumental playlist somewhere. And now I have to check out God is an Astronaut as a band, especially since they have a deep sort of catalog.
Yeah, 18 years from Glen of the Downs, Ireland, a town that I did not know existed until today.
Same. I was today years old.
Years old.
And I love Ireland and the Irish people. I have a deep respect.
Yeah. Love Ireland.
You know what I have respect for?
What?
A hot, steaming, piping FanZone Calzone.
Yum.
Should we dig in?
Yes.
Less.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
All right, Jeff writes, Hi, Meg, Symphony and Hal. I've been listening to Night Vale since around early season 2 was airing and heard every episode. My wife got me into it, and I absolutely adore how oddball the show is in so many ways. I recommend it to everyone asking about podcasts, telling them it's like if Twin Peaks and the X-Files had a baby and raised it in the desert. Oh, I like that. I was delighted to hear you three were hosting this, as we saw at least 2 of you during the Librarian tour in Toronto about a week before our wedding. Can't remember if Hal was on that tour. I was not. Not at that part. I was on other parts. Never mind. I am writing this email on Easter Sunday 2020 because I wanted to get my thoughts down early for episode 76, an epilogue. I love that the show used this episode to put a bow on the myriad characters from other scenes in the Welcome to Night Vale novel. The novel also reveals the origins of the man in the tan jacket, and I was wondering, did Joseph and Jeffrey always have this origin in mind, or did it come to them later on? You want to call Josie in the room and ask him real quick?
He's picking up my Ethiopian food, so I'll answer on his behalf. No, they did not. From the beginning of time, when they first wrote The Man in the Tan Jacket, many episodes early in the beginning, they did not know that they would eventually write a whole novel about this character. They developed the meaning and identity of the Man in the Tan Jacket for this novel.
Very well. Finally, I want to give a shout out to my fellow basketball fan, Hal. I'm wearing a Sixers shirt right now. Hearing his occasional thoughts on the 76ers is always a delight for me because I love nerding out on many things. Personally, I am a longtime Toronto Raptors fan. Apologies, Hal, but the Kawhi Leonard shot in Game 7 against your Sixers was one of the greatest moments of my life. He traveled. That said, although the Raptors won the championship last season, I understand well how it feels to be a fan of a team who has suffered misery and heartbreak many times. I may or may not also cheer for the Maple Leafs in hockey. I'm crossing my fingers that your 76ers will rise again and do you proud. It's so Canadian to be so nice. Listen, I appreciate that. Hopefully, by the time the relevant episode comes along on the podcast, we will be done with the worst of the COVID-19 pandemic. In the meantime, much love to you all, and I hope you are safe. Yours dorkishly, Jeff, Okotoks, Alberta. Jeff, congratulations, number one, on winning the championship with the Toronto Raptors. That was a hell of a run. Great team. Nick Nurse did a great job. Kawhi Leonard was on one. He did travel in that play, but that was a great series, and when he hit that shot, I will tell you my reaction. I think I said it out loud to no one was, nothing you could do about it. That was just a great shot. There's absolutely nothing you could do. It was a great series, really fun to watch. And the Raptors had a really good run in the bubble as well. I wish them the best, and I hope that the Maple Leafs turn it around. I know I'm hoping my Flyers can move a little further into the playoffs than they did this year, although being number one seed was quite enjoyable. Oh, and the Night Vale stuff. That was cool, too.
I actually love that you are able to talk to other people about this sports thing, because it takes some of the pressure off of us, because we don't know what the hell you're talking about, son. Next up in the Calzone, Jenna writes, I know you guys won't get to this episode for a while, but I have a theory about this episode. I think that Cecil intentionally got rid of intern Danielle because she wouldn't rush into danger like other interns. Cecil asked her to take a picture of Khashoggi, which Cecil knows is deadly, as he says in episode 26, and how Daniel died in episode 48. Love the show, you guys. Excited to see when you talk about this episode in about a year and a half. Oh, wow. So this is an
oldie.
You've been saving this one up, babe.
Time. It comes for you.
Look at you. Time is weird. But here we are, Jenna. And I don't know if Cecil intentionally got rid of intern Danielle. I think Danielle was just smarter than all and was like, I'm not putting up with this bullshit no more. And I think she got the hell out of there, because it's an unsafe work environment as an intern working at the station. And I'm glad one person was smart enough to get out of there. But yes, Cecil does know that Khashoggi is potentially dangerous. But, there's precautions that he takes with his little gloves or whatever. But he never tells any of the interns any of that stuff. So that's a bummer. But thankfully, Danielle escapes unscathed from this situation. Yes. Thanks, Jenna.
It's important to have boundaries in the workplace.
True.
We can learn that from Danielle. All right. David writes, Hey, Night Vale people. I've been a consistent listener of Welcome to Night Vale since I was a senior in high school back in 2013. I love all of you and your characters. Now that you know that, it's theory time. I think the man in the tan jacket is actually the devil, because Erica mentions that he comes from a place beneath the earth, and because he has a suitcase full of flies, and another word for the devil is Beelzebub, who is also referred to as Lord of the Flies. Just some food for thought. Anyway, love both shows and looking forward to hearing what happens next in the world of Night Vale and more funny commentary for you three. David. Thanks, David. I always appreciate when someone has a theory that involves Beelzebub. So thank you for sharing.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much for joining us for another year of Good Morning Night Vale. This is our last episode of the year. We want to wish all of you lots of safety and happiness and hope for a better 2021. I'm very thankful that I got to spend this year podcasting with Hal and Symphony. That's always a good time for me. I know that we've been all kind of going through a lot, but it's been great to have them to work with during all of this. And that's really great. And I'm really very thankful for that. I'm also very thankful for all of you. And I hope you stay well out there. And in the new year, we will be back into it, dissecting the episode A Stranger. But until then, everyone, stay well. And good morning, Night Vale. Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to define, in your own words, without looking it up, what exactly figgy pudding is. This show is powered by our patrons, like Thora Cottrell, Teresa Jacobs, Eleanor Baggus, Carla Tual, and Mark Aycock. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, insider, hyper cool kid content, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. Today's adverb is cheerfully. Please join me in cheerfully wishing everything about this year to fuck off forever.